Charles, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us, David.
Charles, BTCS is one of the first publicly traded companies in the U.S. to focus on blockchain technologies and crypto. So let's start with an overview of your current operations.
Thanks, Dave. So we currently have three business lines. The first is our transaction verification services business. That's often referred to as mining, which other public companies such as Riot Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group are involved in. We were actually the first public company to mine Bitcoin starting back in 2005. Our focus now is on, within the transaction verification services, is on proof of stake validating, which is on Ethereum's blockchain. And we're the first US public company to do that. So that's one component. The second component of our business is a data analytics platform that we're building to allow users to connect to multiple exchanges and aggregate their portfolio holdings. And lastly, we've been employing a digital asset treasury strategy that we announced back in 2017, which is to some extent like what you see MicroStrategy doing or Square doing in terms of buying huge blocks of Bitcoin, except we're diversified and are focused on disruptive blockchain protocols in addition to just Bitcoin. So right now we own Bitcoin and Ethereum.
How big is the market opportunity for your transaction verification services? And you've kind of just explained how you make money. So let's talk more about the market opportunity for your three channels.
Yeah, so I think the biggest market opportunity is in the transaction verification services, or it could also be called mining. We are focused on the proof of stake protocols, which the proof of stake tokens now currently account for about $50 billion in market value for those tokens, and we estimate that the total revenue is in the billions of dollars. It could be that's kind of up for grabs within that mining sector. Being the first public company doing this, we think we'll have a great opportunity to drive tremendous revenue moving into this segment. And unlike Bitcoin mining, you're not buying a depreciating asset where your revenue is consistently going down. You're validating transactions on that blockchain, and you have to lock up some of your current tokens as kind of part of the protocol. But you're basically locking up an appreciating asset versus buying a depreciating asset and driving revenue. So that's something where we see huge opportunity in.
What's the development status of your data analytics platform?
We're getting close to launching an invite-only beta of our data analytics platform in the second quarter of this year to allow users to come in, test the platform. Hopefully we can work out any bugs. But as of right now, we have 4 exchanges that we're connected to via read-only APIs and are aggregating that data and displaying certain performance metrics. And we're still working on some of the other components, such as potentially tax reporting. But that is definitely coming along, and we see an opportunity to even integrate that with our transaction verification services business to offer additional services in the future that could drive revenue. So that's something we're pretty excited about.
Talk to us about your digital asset treasury strategy. You mentioned it earlier. How successful have you been so far, and where do you go from here?
So it's actually been a great strategy. I think we were probably one of the first US public companies to enter that segment as well. We announced that strategy back in February 2017. It was great at the time given our market cap and resources, and we've executed on it very well. So since 2019, we've grown the fair market value of our digital assets by over 4,000% through a combination of additional purchases and appreciation in those assets. So if you look at our website or our corporate presentation, the last reported amount was north of $11 million of digital assets split between Ethereum and Bitcoin. We're also looking to take positions in disruptive protocol tokens where we think there could be a lot more upside, and especially in this market where Bitcoin is flying so high and there's so much interest. We see a lot of kind of hidden gems that others may not be looking at, and I think that's one thing that differentiates ourselves from other companies that are just following the masses.
Well, let's talk about your background. I know you've been in this business a long time. You probably learned a lot. So what's your background, Charles?
So, kind of early in my career, I was an engineer in the telecommunications sector before getting into finance. And I actually worked as an investment banker, helping small and mid-cap companies of similar size to BTCS raise capital and, try to uplist to exchanges. So, combining my engineering background in finance has been very useful to be running a public company where we're focused on blockchain and cryptocurrencies, which is kind of a mix between technology and finance, and being able to bring those to bear, especially with the public company experience, I think puts us in a very good position. One thing I look at specifically to other public company competitors in the space is, there's about 15 other companies focused on blockchain technologies listed on the bulletin board. And the average market cap is about, 50 million. There's about 7 or 8 kind of notable ones that are listed on the NASDAQ, and the average market cap's about 1.5 billion. One of our core goals for this year is to, upgrade to, a national securities exchange. We've got, certain options at vest if we can do that, and we think that would create tremendous shareholder value. And in light of the, newly announced business initiatives with the transaction verification services, we think it's very achievable. So, management's extremely excited about where we can go in 2021.
Well, it's a great way to have exposure to Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin. I think it's a great story. It's a very liquid stock. Charles, any closing comments today?
Yeah, I think, to kind of close, when I look at BTCS and our value proposition, we're extremely innovative, especially in the public markets. We were the first company to mine Bitcoin starting back in Q3 2014. If you look at the value of the companies that are doing that now, Marathon Blockchain, Hut 8, Riot, billions and billions of dollars for companies that are basically using a strategy we pioneered. In Q1 2017, we were the first U.S. public company to employ a digital asset treasury strategy. And now you can see, MicroStrategy, Tesla, Square dropping billions into Bitcoin. Now, fast forward to 2021, we are, the first U.S. public company to actively be, securing Ethereum's blockchain by running nodes. No other public company right now in the U.S. is doing that. And, we didn't really benefit from those first two, disruptive moves we made. And the reason was we didn't have the capital at the time. What's different this time is we have a strong balance sheet, over 11 million in crypto, a couple $1 million in cash. And, we believe with that, with the new strategy, revenue coming online, we should be able to upgrade to the NASDAQ and really take this thing to the next level.
Charles, it's a great story. Thank you for being with us today.
And thanks, Dave. Really appreciate you having us on today.